I'm in Walthamstow Central, and what we do, we're going to turn to our left, lead by the Selborne exit. So we turn left. Good morning. Today's jog is the East London Market. And I'm starting from Walthamstow Central. When you leave the station, all you do is bear to your left along Selborne Road, heading towards Horseshoe Street, and we're going to the village, Walthamstow village, before we actually start the proper jog. Now this jog is going to be about 8.5 miles long, and we're going to finish by Tower of London. So this is the East London Market's jog, and we're starting here from Walthamstow Central Station, and as I said, when you leave the station, just bear to your left. Well, that's where I've just come from, Walthamstow Central Underground Station. I'm just going to give you a panoramic view of where I am. And as I said, we just turn left and we're heading towards Horseshoe Street, which will cross and head straight into St Mary's Road, heading on towards Vestry House Museum, the old Walthamstow village. All we do is just go straight forward, cross over the traffic light and straight in front into St Mary's Road. Okay, I'm on St Mary's Road now. We're heading towards St Mary's Church, the old village of Walthamstow, heading towards the old Vestry Museum. Continue straight on. Just continue straight in front, still on St Mary's Road. Okay, we're at the end of St Mary's Road, and all we do is just continue straight in front. Just continue along Church Path here, and beside the Vestry House Museum, which is famous for having the Bremer car. Well, I'm in front of the Vestry House Museum. As I said, it's famous for its Bremer car. Frederick William Bremer built a little car for himself back in 1892. Anyway, that column there, or part of a column, belonged to the old post office in the City of London and was moved in 1954. Anyway, what we're going to do, we're just going to continue till we get to St Mary's Church, is just round the corner there. I just took a detour to this bit. Okay, I've just been over there, and that's where I come from, along Church Path. And here in front of me are the old almshouses, Squire's Almshouses. Just give you a little panoramic view of where I am. And straight ahead, you've got St Mary's Church, the original church. Well, I'm standing beside the almshouses, and in front is the graveyard of St Mary's Church. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn left here, up beside the church. And at the other end, by Churchill, we're going to go all the way back down to Howe Street, and that's when the real jog starts. St Mary's Church in front, and all we do is just continue straight. Just continue straight till we get to Churchill Road, which is in front, and then we bear to our left, and we're heading back down to Howe Street, and then on to the market, Walthamstow Market. Okay, when you get to this point, as I said, we just bear to our left and continue straight down, crossing over Howe Street and then into the market. Now, it's basically a straight one from here now till we get to Hackney Marshes. Or not Hackney, Walthamstow Marshes. Okay, when you get to this point, we're going straight ahead, crossing Howe Street and straight into the High Street or Walthamstow Street Market, which is the longest street market in England. So we'll just continue straight, we're heading towards Walthamstow Marshes. Right, this is Howe Street, I'm filming. And as I said, we're going to cross over the lights and just continue straight in front along the High Street or Walthamstow Market. Just give you a panoramic view of where I am. Welcome to Walthamstow Market. There's not many stalls out. This is Sunday morning, but we just continue straight in front. We're heading to Walthamstow Marshes. Okay, I've got the library in front of me. So So as I said, we just continue straight in front. Right, that's where I've just come down. Just give you a quick view of where I am. So we just continue straight down. Okay, you'll be passing Sainsbury's. Give you a little view. Just continue straight in front. Okay, I'm coming near to the end of the High Street, and what we do, we just carry on straight into Coppermill Lane, which will then lead us on to Walthamstow Marshes. So we just continue straight. Okay, now that's where I've just come from. Just give you a panoramic view of where I am. In front there's St James's Street Station, Walthamstow. And as I said, what we're going to do is just cross over by the lights here, and we just continue straight along Coppermill Lane, heading towards Walthamstow Marshes. Alright, that's where I've just come from, the High Street, Walthamstow Market. I'll just give you a view. I'm on Coppermill Lane now, and all we do is just continue straight in front. It's quite a bit of a, well, it's a long jog really, but continue straight. I'm still on Coppermill Lane. All we do is just continue straight in front. Just continue straight. And when you reach this point, all we do is just continue straight in front. As I said, I'm heading towards Walthamstow Marshes, and this part of London is full of reservoirs which feeds water to most of London. This is reservoir number 5. Just continue straight in front. You're surrounded by water now. Now this one of a grand building, this Italianate type style building, was the original spot where the mill was. Originally it was a flour mill, and by the turn of the 19th century, 1800s, it became a copper mill up till for about another 50 years, and then it was taken over by the water board and become a pumping station. So this is where Coppermill Lane gets its name from, the copper mill. Right, when you get to this point on the path, we just past the copper mill. Just continue straight in front. We're heading toward Walthamstow Marshes. Okay, when you reach this point, all we do is continue straight underneath the bridge. It's a very low bridge, so be very careful. Well, I've just come under that low bridge, and all we do now is just continue straight in front into Walthamstow Marshes. When you get to this point in the path, what we're going to do, we're going to bear to our left, and we're heading round towards Horseshoe Bridge. All we do, as I said, go straight ahead till we get to Horseshoe Bridge. Now in front is Horseshoe Bridge on my right, but all we do is just carry on round beside the Lee. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go onto the bridge and take a few photos. Okay, that's where I'll be running along till we get to the railway bridge. Okay, on the other side of Horseshoe Bridge, you've got Springfield Park, as it's called Springfield Marine around here, and you've got the Rowing Club and everything else like this. And all we're going to do, as I said, just carry on straight beside the Lee, heading towards the railway bridge. And that's where I've just come from, Horseshoe Bridge. I'll just give you a little panoramic view of where I am, Walthamstow Marshes. We're heading towards the railway bridge, and on the railway bridge there's a plaque, Trey V. Rowe, who was the bloke who took and done the first flight in an airplane from here. Okay, now this is the railway bridge, and on the other side is a plaque to AV Row, which I'll show you. Okay, well that's where I've just come from. Just give you a quick view of where I am. And what we're going to do now, we're going to head towards the Iron Bridge, cross over, and we'll head up towards South Middlefield and then on to Hackney. Okay, when you reach this point, Lee Bridge ice rink straight in front, we're going to turn right and, as I said, across this Iron Bridge and then continue straight along beside the Lee. We'll go on the Lee Bridge Road and then we'll be turning off by Middlefield South. Right, now that's where I just come from, and as I said, we're going to turn right here across the bridge and then carry along beside the Lee, underneath Lee Bridge Road and then turning off by Middlefield South. Now they're heading back to Springfield Marina. That's where I just come from. Okay, we head straight over the bridge and then just carry along beside the Lee, heading towards Middlefield South. Well, I've just come across the bridge there, just give you a panoramic view of where I am. And all we do is just carry on straight. We're going underneath Lee Bridge Road and then we're going to be turning up by Middlefield South. Right, the park to my right is Middlefield North, but all we do is just carry on straight beside the Lee. We're heading towards underneath Lee Bridge Road. Okay, we just carry on straight underneath Lee Bridge Road, heading towards Middlefield South. On the other side of the bridge, you've got the Prince of Wales Public House. Now we just carry on straight for a short while before we turn off into Middlefield South. Okay, what we're going to do, we're carrying over this little bridge here and then we'll be turning right along that path. Well, that's where I've just come from, and as I said, we're going to turn right here into Middlefield South and we're heading on to Hackney.
It's not, for now, it's not.
Just continue straight in front, path in front.
What, you think I'm going to wait?
Just give you a view of where I've come from. I'm on Middlefield South. Just give you a little view. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to continue straight in front, cross the road and continue along Powellcroft Road heading towards Hackney Central. Okay, that's where I've just come from. Give me another quick view. And all we're going to do is cross over the zebra crossing there and just continue up Powellcroft Road there. I'll continue up Powellcroft Road. It bends slightly to the right, so we'll just continue straight. Okay, when you reach this point on Powellcroft Road, all you do, as I said, you bear to your right and just continue straight in front. Okay, now at the end of Powellcroft Road, we come to Lower Clapton Road, and what we're going to do is cross over and head along Church Passage and into Clapton Square. As I said, we just cross over the zebras and continue straight in front along the passageway. I continue along Clapton Passage here till we get to Clapton Square, which is about 100 yards in front. Now that's where I've just come from, Clapton Passage. Just give you a quick view of where I am. You've still got a few of the original Georgian buildings here. So what I'm just going to go around the square and continue straight. So I'm just going to continue straight down. When I'm in Clapton Square Garden, and what I'm going to do is, as I said, just continue straight down. I'm heading towards Hackney Central Station. Well, I've just come from Clapton Square Gardens over there. And all we're going to do now is cross over the zebra crossings here, heading over to St John's at Hackney, the main church, and then past Hackney Central. Okay, well, beside the gravestones of St John at Hackney, just continue round by the church. We're not far from Homerton Hospital as well, but Hackney Central is straight over there. Alright, I'm at the front of St John's at Hackney. Just give you a little look. And all we do is continue round and bear to our left beside the church. Okay, now that's where I've just come round from, by St John at Hackney. And all we do, as I said, we just continue straight round and then we'll be turning right. Alright, now that's where I've just come from. And as I said, we turn right and we take that pathway on the left beside the stone tower there, and we'll be at Hackney Central Station. Okay, well here we are, Hackney Central. And what we're going to do, we're going to go underneath the railway bridge into Mayor Street, and we're heading towards Empire, the library, and then Broadway Market and the Regent's Canal. But then we just continue straight in front. In front we've got Hackney Central Railway Station. The road here is Amherst Road. And as I said, we're going to cross over and continue straight underneath the bridge along Mayor Street. Okay, we're in Hackney now, and we're on Mayor Street, and all we're going to do is head towards the Hackney Empire, and then onto the library. Right in front is the Hackney Empire, designed by Frank Matcham, who happens to be buried in Highgate Cemetery. Now that's where he come from, by the railway bridge there. Now over there you got the town hall, Hackney Town Hall, and a bit further on is the library. Now we're going to turn off by the library and we're going along an old trading route which now beside the Hackney Empire you've got the Hackney Town Hall, and all we're going to do is just continue to the library in front and then turn right and then left along Hackney Road. Now beside the town hall here, but in front, is the Hackney Library and Museum. Now the museum's worth going in. It's got a gravestone of Daniel Defoe, man famous for Robinson Crusoe, and a few other things. And what we're going to do, we're going to cross over and turn down by Hackney Grove there, the first turn there on the left. Now I'm on Hackney Grove beside the Hackney Library. Now this used to be an old trading route where the farmers used to bring all their produce into the city of London as London expanded in the 18th century. So we just continue straight in front towards London Fields. Just continue straight across the zebra straight ahead. Just continue straight ahead. Okay, and beside London Fields, and all we do is continue along to the next gate and enter the fields, and then continue along by the main path. I'll show you. Okay, we enter London Fields here, and we just continue along the path in front where that couple are, and we're heading towards Broadway Market. So we just continue inside the fields and along that main path. Right, I'm inside London Fields, just give you a little view. Carry on straight in front, we're heading towards Broadway Market. Okay, all we do is just continue straight in front into Broadway Market. Now that's where I've just come from. I'll just give you a panoramic view of where I am. Okay, all you do is cross the zebras and just continue straight in front into Broadway Market. We'll be passing the Regent's Canal shortly. I'm outside the Cat and Mutton pub. I don't know if that's the original name, but anyway, we just carry along Broadway Market. Just continue on straight, still on Broadway Market. Now that's the entrance to the towpath of the Regent's Canal. So what we're going to do is just going to cross over the bridge here and carry on straight. We'll be heading towards Columbia Road Market. Now if you continue along the Regent's Canal here, within about 5 minutes you come to Victoria Park, Hackney. Now if you go the opposite way, heading west, you head towards Angel, Islington Tunnel, which is about 20 minutes jog. Okay, just continue, cross over the traffic light straight in front. We're heading towards Haggerston Park, which leads us on to Columbia Road Market, Flower Market. So we just continue straight. Okay, when you reach this point along Goldsmith Row, you come to Haggerston Park. Now what we're going to do, we're going to enter the park at the next gate. Okay, enter Haggerston Park here, and to follow the path round until you come to a brick wall, and then I'll show you, well, then we'll be burned to our left. Okay, just continue on following the path round. Okay, when you reach this point, the brick wall, turn to your left, and then we're going to left again along the main path. Okay, when you reach this point, as I said, we just bear to our left, continue along the main path. Now as you get near the top, you've got the city, Hackney City Farm on your left. But anyway, we're heading towards Columbia Road Market. Okay, I'm still in Haggerston Park. And as I said, you've got the city, Hackney City Farm here, and a few sheep in front. Right, at the end of the path, all we do is cross over the traffic lights, and then we'll be entering into Columbia Row Flower Market. Alright, now that's where I've just come from, Haggerston Park, and here we are, we're going to enter Columbia Row Market now. We're going all the way over to Shoreditch, go straight through. Okay, welcome to Columbia Road. The Columbia Road Market all started with Angela Petticoat, and had a bit of a checkered past. It wasn't until the 1960s when the council threatened to take the licences off the stall holders that things really started moving. But anyway, we're just going to continue straight through.
Remember this?
The other phones are behind you.
I'm still on Columbia Road Market, and what we're going to do from here is just continue straight along till we get up by Shoreditch. Okay, that's where I've just come from, the Flower Market, Columbia Road. And at the end of it, what we're going to do, give you a view, turn to my left, heading past St Leonard's Church, and then we're going to head towards Brick Lane. Okay, we just continue straight down here. We're heading towards St Leonard's Church. By the way, this is Hackney Road we're on. Now that's where I just come from, Hackney Road. And as I said, in front we got St Leonard's Church, designed by George Elder, the senior elder. He also done St Botolph at Aldgate and Mansion House. Now what we're going to do, we're going to carry on round by the church and then turn left into Calvert Street. Okay, when you get to this point, we turn left into Calvert Street, heading in onto Arnold Circus. Just continue straight towards Arnold Circus. Well, here I am in Arnold Circus, and all the flats around here were the first local county council flats to be built at the turn of the 1900s. Now the original buildings or Peabody flats were built in the mid-19th century, but these were the first ones by the council. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to head towards Brick Lane. So we just go round Circus. And I'll tell you where we're going to turn off to our left. And beside the bandstand on Arnold Circus, now all this mound, what the bandstand was built on, was the rubble from the old rookery when they demolished all the old slums here for these new, at the time, flats, LCC council flats. Now the flats were opened by Edward VII. He was very popular with the Jewish community. In fact, they paid for a statue or a plaque along Whitechapel Road after his death. Okay, now that's where I've just come from. I come from the Arnold Bandstand, Arnold Circus Bandstand. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn around the corner here by Peep Street, and then I'm going to take the first left, then right, and then we'll be heading on to Brick Lane. Okay, now that's where I've just come from, Peep Street. And as I said, we just crossed over, and all we're going to do is turn up here, which is the start of Brick Lane. So we just follow the road round, and you're on Brick Lane. Okay, well that's where I've just come from. As I said, we just follow the road round, and you're on Brick Lane. So you just continue straight in front. Okay, now what we do now is just continue across the traffic light straight in front to the second half of Brick Lane. Just continue straight.
Oh yeah.
Now that's where I've just come from. Just continue straight in front. That's where I've just come from. Now what we're doing now, we're heading towards the Truman Brewery. When we get to the Truman's Brewery, we're going to bear to our right along Hanbury Street, heading towards Spitalfields Market. Well, I'm still on Brick Lane, and in front is the Truman's buildings. And as I said, as soon as you go underneath that little bridge type thing there, we're going to be burning to our way along Hanbury Street and then towards Spitalfields Market. Right, when you reach this point in Brick Lane, we're going to turn right into Hanbury Street. If you carry on straight, you come up by Whitechapel Road. But as I said, we're going to turn right. Now, if you watch my Jack the Ripper Whitechapel walk, you'll get more information about this area. Now that's where I've just come from, Brick Lane. And what we're going to do, we're going to continue along here, and then we're going to take the next left along Wilk Street. Okay, now that's where I've just come from, Brick Lane. Give you a little view where I am. Now, as I said, check out my Jack the Ripper and Whitechapel walk. As I said, we're going to turn around here into Wilk Street, and then we're going to turn off by Puma Court, out by Spitalfields Market. So we'll just continue in front, and then we're going to turn off by Puma Court. Right, turn right into Puma Court, and will take us out by Commercial Street, and we're heading straight into Spitalfields Market. Okay, in front of you got Spitalfields Market, set up by Charles II in 1682. Okay, originally for flowers and vegetables. But anyway, we're going to cross over the lights by the 10 Bells into the market, and I'm going to head down by Bells Lane. Now, beside the 10 Bells on Floria Street, facing Commercial Street, is Christ Church, designed by Nicholas Hawksmoor, who was an apprentice or worked with Sir Christopher Wren. Now, as I said, we're just going to cross over here into Spitalfields Market. Now as you go into the market, bear to your left. I'm going to leave the market here. I'll just show you where. And I'm going to head along Bell Lane. I'm going to head towards Petticoat Lane Market. So we just leave here and bear to my right. Okay, in front there's Christchurch. Signed by Nicholas Hawksmoor. We're on Spitalfields Street here. But as I said, what we're going to do, we're going to cross over and take the first turn in on the left, which is Bell Lane, and that's going to take us all the way down to Petticoat Market. Now I'm on Busfield Street, and that's where I've come from, Spitalfields Market. That's Christchurch in front. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down Crispin Street here and carry on straight, which runs into Bell Lane, and heading towards Petticoat Lane Market. Give you a view of where I am. And as I said, all we're going to do, carry along Crispin Street, which runs into Bell Lane, so we'll just continue straight in front. Just carry on straight in front, we're heading towards Petticoat Lane. Now at the end of Bell Lane you approach Wentworth Street and the beginnings of Petticoat Market. Okay, now check out my Jack the Ripper and Whitechapel walk and you'll learn more about this area. So we just continue in front and then I'm going to bear to my right along Wentworth Street. Now we're in front of Goulston Street where Jack the Ripper left Catherine Eddowes blood-stained apron. But if you turn around here to your left, you come up by Commercial Street and the Flower Dean District. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn right, heading towards Middlesex Street or the original Petticoat Lane.
They come small. If you want smaller, very, very small.
Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue to the end here and then turn to my left along Middlesex Street, coming up by Aldgate.
You get 18, you get
Okay, at the end of Wentworth Street, we turn left into Middlesex Street or the original Petticoat Lane, heading towards Aldgate. Just continue straight in front. Well, from the trendy Brick Lane to the cheap and cheerful Petticoat Lane Market. This is Middlesex Street. This end is Aldgate, and if you continue straight along Middlesex Street, you come up by Liverpool Street Station. Now that's where I've just come from, Middlesex Street, Petticoat Lane Market. And what I'm going to do now, because here at Aldgate, I'm going to cross over to the City of London, because that is the City of London over there, and we're going to head to the Tower of London, where this jog walk ends. Now that's where I've just come from, just give you a little view. And as I said, what we're going to do is going to cross over, traffic lights here, entering the City of London. We're going to turn down by the Minories, heading towards the Tower of London. Okay, I've just crossed over the traffic lights and beside the city. And all we do is cross over to the Hops and Grapes. Right, in front is Aldgate Underground Station. And what we're going to do, as I said, we're just going to continue along here and then we're going to bear to my left down the Minories towards Tower of London. As I said, we turn left here into the Minories and we're heading towards Tower Hill, Tower of London. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a slight detour. I'm going to go to Samuel Pepys burial place. I'm going to turn the corner here on my right into India Street. Now at the end of India Street, all you do is bear to your left. Okay, I've just turned left from India Street and all you do is just continue straight in the front. We're going to go underneath the bridge in a minute. Okay, the building over there is Fenchurch Street Station. But all we do is just continue straight across the lights, straight in front. Okay, now that's where I've just come from. And I've just come underneath the bridge here, and all we do is go along here, Savage Gardens, and then when we get to the top, we're going to bear to our right. Okay, that's where I've just come from, Savage Gardens, and here we are on Peep Street. And so we just bear to our right and continue to the end till we come to St Olaf's of Hart Street. St Olaf's of Hart Street. Now in front is St Olaf's of Hart Street. This is the place where Samuel Pepys and his wife Elizabeth are buried. It's also the place where Mary Ramsay's buried, the person who was blamed for the Great Plague in 1665. And it's also the place where Charles Dickens used for Grisly or Ghastly Grim in The Commercial Traveller. Okay, from St Olaf's we continue straight down Stephen Lane towards St Hallows, or All Hallows, where Samuel Pepys watched the Great Fire of London from. And here we are at the end of Stephen Lane, and in front is All Hallows Church. And over there on my left is the Tower of London beside the River Thames. I hope you enjoyed this jog. It's about 8.5 miles long. Jog walk. Okay, you've got Tower Bridge there, Tower. And then